Good evening. Um, this is the second video I'm producing on the same topic, and the topic is the role of class representative in the excellence of a class. Dear parent, one thing you need to know is that when you take your boy or your girl to any school, he or she may be an individual, but he or she will belong to a class. If that class is messed up, your boy or your girl has got chances of being messed up morally, spiritually, emotionally, and academically. And therefore, it is very important that as a parent, you take charge and you know everything that is going on in the class where your child is learning in. Yesterday, I produced a video that elicited a lot of reaction about the importance of a parent representative in a class. Now, this evening, I want to produce a video on the same topic, but now changing responsibilities. And I want to ask you a question, dear parent. I want to start with this allegory, and I want you to listen to me and listen to me very carefully. If you are a farmer and you get a farm or a land somewhere that is very prime, that has got very high prospects of giving good yield or high yield, one thing I know is that you will buy high quality seeds to take to that particular farm. That's one thing I know. Number two, I know that you will pay a lot of attention to that farm. You will buy best fertilizer. You will get the best people to work for you. You will do top dressing and all the stuff. When you do all that, the truth of the matter is that when people will be harvesting, you will go to that farm. After weeding, after top dressing and all the stuff, you will go and harvest bumper harvest. Take an example of a farmer who is given a good farm, a fertile farm, and then he gets very good seeds. And then he goes to the farm, he tills the land, drops the seeds on the ground, and goes out on a long journey. After 3, 4, 5 months, he resurfaces that he wants to harvest. He never did top dressing. He never did any weeding. He never tended to that farm. He left the farm and resurfaced later on after some time to come and do harvesting. The truth of the matter is that that particular farmer will leave that farm despite some of the investments that he has done in that farm. He will get out of the farm empty-handed. That is the reality of what befalls most parents who are having children in high school. And today I want to talk about two things that I want you to listen to me and listen to me so well as a parent. You are a farmer, your child is the seed, the school is the fertile ground. And let me tell you, you can take your son or your daughter to the best school and come back with poor grades. There are so many parents who have taken their children to the best schools and the children came back with poor grades. And I want to ask you a question today as a parent, a very pertinent question. How much do you cooperate with the plans of excellence and development and motivation in the class where your child is? Parents sit down, they agree that we want to motivate our teachers, we want to motivate our students, we want to buy these revision books, we want to do all these things. As a parent, how much do you contribute? Or you are this kind of a parent who is we call them opposition leaders, human rights activists. The kind of parents who, they always make phone calls, very controversial calls to Ministry of Education from one office to another. Oh, tunanyanyaswa kwa hii shule, wanataka pesa nyingi. Mama, I want to tell you today, Baba, I want to tell you today, good results are expensive. When you see a school posting good results, those parents don't go about yelling left and right how the school is charging them a lot of money. They know. And when you're taking your child to a certain school and you are looking for good results, those results come at a cost. So you are this kind of a parent. You are in a class. Parents have agreed to do something. Let's say, for example, this is a class of 60 parents. And every time there is a project in that class to be done, only 10, 15, 20 parents always contribute. The rest, your language has always been one. Hatuna pesa. Mimi nilishalipa fees, sitaki maneno mingi. I have come back to tell you. Unaona vile hauna pesa, nimekuja kukuambia hauna bahati. You will pay fees year 1, you will pay fees year 2, you will pay fees year 3, you pay fees year 4. Your son or your daughter will get the bare minimum, the average, and you will get the average results and he will go home. That is the painful truth. This one you can take wherever you want. And be a parent, I want to tell you, did you know that none of these politicians who are talking about free primary education, their children are part of that free primary education? Most of these politicians you are seeing, including the president, the deputy president, the minister for education, all these county directors, their children are learning in very good private schools. They will go to good private universities. Some majority of them will go to universities out of the country to get the best, so that in the next 5 or 10 years, you spent all your life as a parent yelling from one social media to another, how this principal is charging a lot of money from parents and is stealing from parents. You spent all your life with your child in school yelling around. And the person you are yelling, you are making phone calls to, you are writing letters to, their children are somewhere. After 10 years, when you've done yelling, their children shall graduate and come back to the country. And the way those people are ruling you, their children will come and rule you. Their children will come and rule your children. And then you walk around and you say that the society is not equal. Cut your coat according to your size. If you feel you don't want to give extra coin, you don't want to invest in the excellence of your daughter, take your child to prison to learn there. Or you can take your child to some of these local useless schools around. Some of these schools where people go there in their numbers and they get out of school with E's and D minuses and all the stuff. Schools that have got no record of ever taking anybody to the university, you can take them there, so that your child can be there, become a village hero, make noise there, waste time. After that, he comes back home or she comes back home, and you continue living. But if you take your son or your daughter to a school that is producing results, I want to tell you, results come at a cost. And today, I want to purposely talk to parents in the coastal region. Coastal region has lagged behind in academic excellence. Do you know why? Because most of these parents, and I don't know why do you take your child to school and you still want to micromanage in schools how your children are being taught. Yourself, you never even went to school, or even when you went to school, you failed in the same school you went to. And you are taking your son or your daughter to a school so that he can be able to get good results better than the things you get, so that she can be able to help you. And then you are the kind of a person, you oppose everything in school. You are always on social media ranting and parroting about teachers, the school administration, the school fees. Oh, wameongeza pesa, wameongeza nini? Hata kanisa penye unaenda, wanaongeza pesa, wanaitisha pesa kila siku. Ni nini ya bure unataka? What do you want? And let me tell you, there's somewhere in the Bible that the Bible says that God cannot be mocked. Whatever a man sows, that is what he reaps. And so when you take your son or your daughter to school, and what you saw there is making phone calls to every education office, inciting parents, wazazi tufanye hii, wazazi hii ni mzuri kweli, hii tufanye hii. When you have a problem with administration, mama or baba, walk into that administration and sort out your issues involving your child. Stop involving every parent in your issues with your child. If your child is poorly and badly behaved, sort the misbehavior of your child alone. Teachers and the administrations are run by human beings who can make mistakes. When a problem has come up, go to school and sort the issue silently. Unless the school is extremely inhuman, extremely insensitive, then you can leave that school, go to Ministry of Education and sort out issues. There is nothing you are going to get from the social media. And if you don't want your class rep, you feel like you don't want to support your class rep, you who is good, why can't you come up and become a class rep and people can support you? You cannot excel. Your child cannot excel when your work is to oppose the school, oppose the class rep, oppose every program. Wewe kitu unajua ni kwamba serikali ilileta masomo ya bure. Ni kweli utashikilia kwamba serikali ilileta masomo ya bure na mtoto wako atatoka shuleni na mkono bure. That is the painful truth. And I'm speaking to you as a teacher. Not everything that you are given by government for free is for free. By the way, cheap is very expensive. As I conclude, I want to remind you, the support you give to teachers and parents, fellow parents, determines the excellence of your child. Goodbye.